A factory visit in Chippenham on the day the Prime Minister worked on the UK's role in Europe. You didn't have to look too far for some symbolism.
Out of the single currency, out of the no borders agreement, out of an ever closer union, but in the things that work for Britain, that give us jobs, that give us security, that give us the ability to make sure we have a stronger and safer world, I think that is something worth fighting for.
The headline is the break on EU migrants claiming in-work benefits, but it is a partial break. Campaigners who want to leave the EU point out it's not the 4-year ban the Prime Minister wanted, and it still allows child benefit to be sent overseas. David Cameron says he now has a red card on new legislation from Brussels. But Eurosceptics say the new measure needs the agreement of the parliaments in 14 other member states. And on the culture of the European Union, the Prime Minister has won recognition for the first time that the euro is not the only currency of the EU, and that the UK can opt out of the Brussels policy of ever closer union. But critics say it's just words, and that British people want to take back control.
I think I'm mostly very frustrated that he didn't ask for very much, presumably because he felt he wouldn't get it, but the responses have been beyond trivial. Trivial responses that involve the EU still controlling the decisions, other countries having to make decisions with us before we can have a break, before we can wave our red card and say this new law is rubbish, we don't want it for Britain.
Problem for the Leave campaign is they still don't have a figurehead. Eurosceptics in the cabinet, like Home Secretary Theresa May, have to wait until the referendum is called. The leader of the Commons is another.
We haven't seen the document yet. Everyone knows my views on this, but I'm going to read the document carefully. I'm not going to say anything for a while.
Boris Johnson is also standing by.
I think what would be better would be if we had a break of our own that we were willing to use, and that we were more willing to say, look, Britain's an independent sovereign country and we don't agree with this particular piece of legislation or regulation and we want to stop it. And that's what we should be able to do.
The big guns are ready, but they have to wait for the biggest gun of them all, because he will fire the opening shot of the referendum campaign.